Hey, I'm Andrew Tate. I'm a Sigma Alpha manly man. I'm so manly and strong, I own a Bugatti and I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm so manly, I only love men. There isn't a single drop of femininity anywhere near my very manly body. I'm so manly that I only grow hair in the places that females can't. You see my big, bald, manly head? I don't grow hair on my head because females only care about the hair on their head, styling it and stuff. That's only for weak females who care too much about their looks. I have no hair because I'm a man. I'm so manly, I even sleep with men. That's how manly I am. Hello cool kids, it's me Zezre, and today I'm gonna be discussing Andrew Tate. And you probably already know who he is. I mean, I did just make fun of him for the intro to this video. He's been blowing up recently to the point that it's concerning, but obviously I want to capitalize off of his fame too, so I decided to make a video about him. Now, I'm not currently home, as you can probably tell. I'm actually in Romania because I want to be a multi-millionaire just like Andrew Tate, and I'm currently paying $50 a month to Hustlers University. Andrew Tate and his war room soldiers told me I had to move to Romania because laws against sex crime aren't as harsh here and the police are corrupt, so I can get away with illegal activity and make just as much money as he did. I'm just kidding. I'm not in Romania and I didn't sign up to Hustlers University, but I am gonna talk about Andrew Tate because I spent the last week of my relaxing vacation spiraling down the rabbit hole which is Andrew Tate's weird life. So now I think I'm ready to give my thoughts on him.
No CPR! Well, me. Help him! No. Why? Because I ain't gay?
So who is Andrew Tate? I'd be surprised if any of you don't know who he is by this point because I haven't been able to escape his bald head for months now. I swear to God, he's haunting my dreams at this point. Well, Andrew Tate he is a man? He's very adamant about proving that fact to you. It's very hard to actually give a description about exactly who this guy is, so let's just search him up and see what we get. Let's see, Andrew Tate, top stories. Andrew Tate network, kickboxer who turned internet sensation. Andrew Tate claims women should bear responsibility for being raped. Police raid king of toxic masculinity in human trafficking investigation. Brothers make millions using webcam girls to sell sob stories to desperate men. Look, I know that news articles usually use a lot of clickbait, but these 4 top stories kind of already give you guys a perfect image of what type of guy Andrew Tate is. You can already understand that he is a controversial figure on the internet, he's a former kickboxer, and he's a misogynist with some very messed up values. We also know that he's referred to as the king of masculinity, which says a lot, and that he was allegedly involved in criminal activity. Lastly, we find out about how Andrew and his brother got rich over a scammy pimp business. All of this information pretty much covers the surface of exactly who Andrew Tate is. If I were to summarize it, I'd say he's a scumbag. But chances are you're a normal human being who hasn't spent hours every day learning about this guy, and you probably only know him as the funny bald man who says crazy stuff about women and being rich.
You're like a 55-kilo female. I will pick you up with one hand by your titty.
But that isn't all there is to him. Behind his overly confident and cocky persona, behind his words which seem like satirical nonsense, there is actually a very dangerous, disgusting man who doesn't deserve the constant fame, love, and attention he keeps on getting. So let's unpack some of his antics and talk about why you, or anyone you may know, shouldn't by any means idolize him. Andrew Tate has been on the internet for quite a long time now, and he's been making headlines for just as long for his very right-wing political opinions and outspoken nature. He's also been known for his various scammy businesses, but very recently he has been achieving immense amounts of fame for his constant Twitch stream and podcast appearances, where he shares his absolutely insane beliefs. He rants without a filter, and he puts on this tough guy persona, which makes him appealing to the young male audiences that tune in, but it also makes him very unappealing to any mature-minded individual who happens upon his antics. This in turn made clips of his most controversial statements go viral all over social media, specifically TikTok.
A man can only cheat if he loves someone else. If I have a woman who I truly love, and I go out and fuck, and I come back to her, and I don't care about her, and I only love my girl, that's not cheating. That's exercise. If she even talks to a dude, it's cheating.
Okay, so this TikTok has over 400,000 likes, and I honestly have no idea what the context to this clip is or who he's even talking to, but regardless, there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, you can tell by the caption that the guy who re-uploaded this is a 12-year-old boy who has no idea what feminism actually is because he watched too many feminists getting owned cringe compilations. Secondly, this is just gonna be something you're gonna have to get used to, but Andrew Tate just says the dumbest things that make absolutely no sense, and I feel like it's done entirely on purpose just to garner more attention, because there's no way he's actually that dense. I mean, usually when someone says something stupid, I like to point out their stupidity by imitating them and over-exaggerating what they've just said. But with Andrew Tate, that's impossible to do, because what he says is already so blatantly stupid that I can't simplify it or exaggerate it in any way. Like, the stupidity of his words are already so clear that it's impressive how anyone even agrees with this guy. Let's just take a look at some more.
So would you be with me if I'd slept with over 50 men? I'm a high-value woman, right? You said it yourself.
How can you be high value? 50 men have slept with you.
If I've just been single for a long time.
No, unacceptable.
Why is it unacceptable?
A body count is probably the #1 most easiest way to judge the value of a female.
I mean, how much more blatantly misogynistic can you get? Andrew ticks all the boxes of being a textbook misogynist. He always calls women females, he measures the value of women purely through sexual factors, and he just generally views women as objects only useful for sex. Like, his logic would apply to a sex toy. Nobody would want to use a used sex toy. But the thing is, women aren't toys, they're human beings, which I feel like it should be common sense for most people. But for guys like Andrew Tate, I guess it's just too hard for them to understand. I guess his head is just too thick and manly to absorb that kind of information.
I need dick. Because if I'm kept warm, dicked right. On a long, cold, lonely night, any night. Basically, I'm a hoe, I need dick. That's all I'm interested in.
Alright, so I'm sure you already have an understanding of this guy's whole rise to fame. He says misogynistic statements towards women, and he never second guesses himself. He just speaks with full arrogance. To some people, that makes him seem like a dumbass. But to many young boys in this day and age, that's what makes him a man. Because yes, a real man hates women and yells in anger every time they speak. Basically, Andrew Tate has become a role model for insecure little boys who probably don't have a healthy figure of masculinity in their lives. And this is something that we should be concerned about. Never mind the silly TikTok clips I've shown you. Andrew Tate isn't just a guy who talks. He acts on his words. And you bet that a man who constantly degrades women every single chance he gets mistreats them too. In fact, he made his multi-millions doing that exact thing. I'll give you a little lecture on the history of Andrew Tate, but he started off as a kickboxer, and you'd know that because that's pretty much all he ever brags about. He was a successful kickboxer at one point. In fact, on his website, you can find a little autobiography of who he is. There are a total 10 paragraphs dedicated specifically to his kickboxing career, and only one paragraph talking about his personal life, in which he mentions his dad, but doesn't mention his mom. I don't want to suggest anything. I don't know, maybe he didn't really have a good relationship with his mother. Something tells me that. Not sure what exactly though.
By your titty!
I believe that the reason why he only really talks about his kickboxing was because kickboxing was probably the only fair and honest thing he's ever done in his life. All of his other attempts at making money since then have been through illegal activity and scammy businesses. You see, Andrew Tate has had his fair share of controversies. Surprise, surprise. And they aren't good. Like, this man is actually evil. But I do want to preface that many of these things are alleged, so please don't send your Romanian mafia friends after me, Andrew Tate. These are just allegations. So back in 2016, Andrew Tate was on the reality TV show Big Brother, and he was kicked off after a video surfaced of him basically abusing a woman. No, I'm not gonna go into the details of the abuse, but you get the picture. His defense to this was that it was just a thing and they were both having fun. Sure. And if you're wondering how Andrew Tate can afford his lavish lifestyle and Bugatti, it's because he started a webcam business with his brother Tristan Tate, in which they made hundreds of cam girls coerce desperate men into giving their life savings to them by giving them fake sob stories. So he and his brother just made a scammy pimp business. That isn't the only messed up way he makes money though, because he also has a Hustlers University where he tricks a bunch of insecure little boys to spend $50 every month in the promise that he will help them make money. In summary, it's just a huge scammy pyramid scheme where everyone who joins gets an affiliate link and they get money whenever they recruit a new member. Don't even get me started on the War Room, because I'm honestly not even sure what the hell that is and why you have to pay like $5,000 to join. I'm pretty sure it's some sort of cult or something like that. Also, I'd like to know if it's like possible for a woman to join Hustlers University. Will the website just explode? Like if a woman tries to join, will Hustlers University just like shut down? Will Andrew Tate just like fly over to just kill me if I try to join? Because I'm curious, like has any woman tried to join this yet? Anyways, did I mention that this man and his brother live in Romania? They used to actually live in London, but for some reason now they're in Romania. Well, apparently Andrew Tate stated that 40% of the reason why he moved to Romania is because it's easier to get away with and he likes the idea of being quote-unquote free. This is all building up to the ongoing police investigation regarding the Tate brothers allegedly being involved in human trafficking after reports of a woman being held at their house against her will came out. Romanian police officers didn't actually arrest or charge the Tate brothers though, and later on their podcast they laugh about the whole situation. But yeah, believe who you wanna believe, I guess. The point is, this man is more than just a jackass with some ignorant things to say. There are many guys like that out there, but this guy is actually a dangerous and harmful individual who shouldn't be getting this much love and money. And it's infuriating to continue seeing him appear on these Twitch streams where his target audience are teenage boys, and the Twitch streamer who they look up to just nods along and gets on their knees when talking to Andrew Tate, like Aiden Ross. He basically licks Andrew Tate's toes every single stream. This man has absolutely nothing smart to say and has been proven wrong in countless of his dumb arguments and claims. Everything he says has no evidential backing to it, and he entirely bases his ignorant opinions off of his own silly little personal anecdotes and biases.
Traffic, she comes out, instead of just turning right and going on her way, she comes and just crashes into this car. Female. And I sat there and I thought, how are women allowed to drive? How?
As soon as he actually gets in a debate with an adult who knows what they're talking about, he immediately turns into a weak little child because he actually, in all realness, has no idea what he's talking about.
Dude, you've been kicked in the face and stuff. Like, I'm sure you can handle little old me.
Exactly. So I'll tell you that's a professional conversation we just had. I said I am biased and I don't believe women can drive. That's my personal experience. I don't care if anyone agrees.
Oh.
You came along and said, don't interrupt me. You came along and said, no, that's not true because of the evidence. I came and said, I don't care about the evidence, my personal experience. You said, I also have personal experiences and we're all biased. I agreed. Then you said, even if I had personal experiences that said X, I would ignore them because the internet told me to believe Y. I believe what I'm told.
That's not what I said. I said that regardless of my own personal biases that I might have, evidence is still more important than my personal biases.
This blind confidence that he exudes is just all an attempt to make impressionable idiots join his overpriced Hustlers University bullcrap. And I'm tired of the internet just letting psychopaths like this get away with so much. And it's just scary to know that young boys are looking up to this man. Of all the men out there that you could possibly look up to, you choose to look up to Andrew Tate, this scammer who makes all of his wealth off of exploiting women, and yet he still believes he's superior to them. You look up to this man who is so insecure in his masculinity that he constantly has to prove to everyone that he's so manly and not feminine at all. Like, as if femininity is a plague that must be avoided at all costs. In my opinion, a man who's so afraid of appearing weak or God forbid feminine isn't a real man. It's just an insecure little boy. Okay, I need to cool off for a moment. Now, you've probably heard me mention Hustlers University a few times now, and you may want to know a bit more about what it is and why Andrew Tate is charging $50 a month to join it. So let's take a look at Andrew Tate's website and we'll see what he has to say on there. Alright, here's his website, Cobra Tate. Some cool footage of men driving and shooting stuff. Success is learned. I'm Andrew Tate, world champion kickboxer and multi-millionaire. I grew up broke, and now I am a multimillionaire. I teach the deserving the secrets to modern wealth creation. Alright, I want to be a multimillionaire too. Let's see how to do it. Reach the top. People love to say you can accomplish anything. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That's bullshit. Very few people have the dedication and work ethic to operate in the top 1% of men. Those that do often don't know how to get there. Understand, if you're dedicated and ready to work hard, it's not enough. You need to know what to work on, what to dedicate yourself to. I broke the matrix and I will teach you how. When rich people say how to get rich, 99% don't listen. That's why the 1% are the 1%. Learn the what, then you just do the work. This man isn't even a part of the 1%, but go off, I guess. Let's learn more, shall we? So here we see the many subscription services Andrew Tate is trying to scam us with. Sorry, I meant to say help us get rich with. Hustlers University surprisingly is the cheapest. You only have to pay £36 a month, which is $50. If you're very adamant about wasting even more of your money, you could also have this man teach you to do many more things for like £300, such as body language, because we all want to wave our hands as aggressively as Andrew Tate does. There's also the Iron Mind program, where Andrew Tate makes you pay £550 to teach you how to be more stupid and irresponsible than you already are. Joining the war room will cost you £4,150, which is just sad to imagine anyone paying. Like, who out there is insecure enough to actually give this man money to join a war room where you do God knows what? I'd also like to add that he has an ebook on his website too, called Tales of Wudon, which is very funny considering the fact that he made a whole video talking about how he doesn't read books because he's too smart to do that and only dumb people read books.
Stop asking me what books I read. I do not read books. I don't read books. I never read books.
But anyways, out of all of these very obvious scams, Hustlers University is the one Andrew promotes the most. He says it's a community where you get taught how to make money. And you know, even at 15 years old, I don't think I need a bald, angry man who makes a living off of exploiting women and scamming young boys to teach me how to make money. Especially not when he's charging $50 a month for this. But yeah, I find it so saddening that this guy, this little weasel of a man, has such a grip on this generation. Like, so many young boys think this is what being a man is like. It really is toxic masculinity at its finest. And I wish boys my age would just learn how to be confident in themselves without putting down others or putting this whole tough guy act. Because what makes you strong isn't how much money or bitches you get. It's about not being scared of making mistakes, of being human. It's about accepting your flaws and working on improving them. It's about being a mature and healthy individual. Femininity shouldn't be something that's feared and looked down upon. Kids should just learn how to think critically. That's what I advocate for all the time on my channel. Kids have to know how to decide what's best for themselves without being influenced by jackasses who have no idea what they're talking about. You should decide what makes you a man. There shouldn't be people trying to convince you that there's some sort of formula you have to follow to be considered a man. And you shouldn't believe everything someone says just because they say it with enough confidence. The point is, this man isn't a healthy example of what a masculine figure should be. Stop idolizing him. Stop looking up to him. Stop encouraging his toxic behavior. Yes, he might say some things that you might agree with, and he may be rich or strong or whatever, but don't forget the vile things he's been accused of. Don't forget the vile things he's been proven to have done. He doesn't deserve your money and love. You must learn to love yourself, despite whatever flaws Andrew Tate tries to convince you have. Just don't be misogynistic. Don't be like Andrew Tate. Subscribe to me because I'm a good role model and I'm not misogynistic. Also, like my videos and follow my social media. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye, cool kids.
I need dick. Because if I'm kept warm, dicked right, on a long, cold, lonely night, any night. Basically, I'm a hoe, I need dick. That's all I'm interested in.